just very quickly here, I want to put you into context. If you haven't seen part one is here where it says more. Just click that, see part one first, you get the full context. We are at a German World War II anti-aircraft gun position. They also had one of these, a pack gun, Panzerabwehrkanone, to take out targets on land. But the main purpose was to protect the German Luftwaffe airfield and the aircraft that is attached to the airfield. So what are we going to see today? We're actually going to see the mighty 88mm gun positions, 20mm gun positions, and even some more of the incredible still standing buildings and structures as you saw in part one. I strongly suggest you see that first. Come back to this one, you won't regret it. All right, are you ready? Let's go out and find some more Luftwaffe history for you to learn from. See that? It just continues. What a spectacular place. Let's go over there and check out those structures. And then I'm going to show you the real deal here. The positions where the 88mm used to be. See that barrack here? Looks a little bit more kind of posh in a way. But what's special about it is that it's very close to that stairway there. See that? Where does that lead to? Leads up to the fire and control bunker. We're going to see that later. But I'm thinking there could have been officers in this one here, since it's so close to the fire and control bunker. Told you and said it to you before. To see this standing like this, it's absolutely such a pleasure, because it really tells the story. It tells us about what happened here. It's not been trashed, it's not been spray painted. The idiots with the spray cans hasn't been here. I hope they never will. And also, it's so cool to take your family here, and you can go in here and you can check out the area. You can see what's going on. You can see what happened here. Why was it here? What, all of that. It is such an incredible little thing to do. And you can see here, looks like they're stacking up some stuff here. I haven't got a clue exactly what, but inside here, that's the living quarter for these men. And I'm just so happy to come to a location like this and share this with you, so you can see for yourself how it was to be one of these guys here. They were just regular guys like you and me, but they were sent out here. They were kind of forced to do something. Maybe they said, I'll do it, but a lot of them actually didn't want to be here. But that's another story. But it is so cool to see that these positions are actually right in front of us. Wow, what are we looking at, Eagle Eyes? What is that there?
That is a barrack for people, or the soldiers.
And what is that?
That's a gun garage.
That's a gun garage, but there's something else as well.
Up there is a 20mm position.
That there, yeah. What is that? Is that a flak position?
Flak for 20mm.
Yeah, so that's protecting the whole area. So that's a smaller gun than the 88s.
Yeah.
But look at this. This is what I told you about, guys. This is incredibly rare. There's nowhere else in Europe where you can find something intact as this. To take a walk, a hike in here, to see these structures just right there, that is wonderful. And again, this hasn't got that thick of a roof, but you can see there's one opening that's been kind of shut there. And let's see inside. It's cool that you can actually see at least some of this inside structure. They seem like they piled up these to keep the roof from coming down. And you can see some green paint on the floor there. Some lines on the wall. That is pretty spectacular. Let's check out the garage. See that? I think this is a modern type. There used to be a German type of feature there before, and then they put up that. Very often called a pack or a anti-aircraft gun. Sorry, a Panzerabwehrkanone, but it could also have been a searchlight actually when I think about it. And you can see here, there's another one of the barracks there. Is this open? No, it's closed off. But it's so cool. I think it's inside one of these. You have some drawings from, let's see, is it this one? I really can't tell, to be honest. Some of these has, yeah, there's something there, 1952. an image of soldiers. That's after the war. Can you see that up there on the wall? Wow. On the top there, where Eagle Eye is just having a little rest. I think that's one of the original perhaps 20mm anti-aircraft gun position. Can you see that? And now you start to see how much they could see there, the view. So here, you have to imagine maybe this gun here. Put right there, and you can see you have the munition storages on the sides here. Could have been a large munition storage there, maybe a rangefinder. And then you can see Eagle Eye is just taking a little breather there. And the terrain, you can see, I'm going to hoist up the camera. See there? All of this was visible, and the airfield is actually down there, still there today. So what a spectacular place. And this is just the smaller guns. We're going to show you exactly how big the 88mm pits are. These are the ventilation shafts on the top of the barrack. I'm walking on top of one of the roofs of the barrack here now, and you can see here another one of the chimneys. And down into the original entrance for the camp was actually up here. So prisoners of war and others were engaged in creating a road up here. And the strange thing is that there's still the military fence that was built post-war, but the Germans also had a fence here much earlier, but that is gone now. But that was further down there. So the entrance of the compound was actually here, but it's not here anymore. All the way out here, there's a second 20mm position. Can you see that? And now you can see what this is all about. You can see the tower for the airfield there. And this is rather spectacular. This one was always or never used after the war. It's only used by the Germans. And down there you can see 3 concrete pedestals. 1, 2, 3. And that was the legs for the 20mm would rest on that. And in that way they could operate the gun here. So the gun crew would come in here. The gun would be ready here. And then it's all just a matter of aiming towards the sky here and hammer at the Allied aircraft coming in, trying to bomb the airfield over there. Right here, that's the third and last 20mm. But you can see something interesting here. You can see all of that is a structure built in concrete. And suddenly, what is that? This is where the 20mm was when the Germans came here. Just a few days after they invaded areas, they would find the locations and positions, and that was often because they had spies in the areas before the war even kind of started. They knew exactly what to build where. So there's a mortar and an MG position there, and there's this dugout here, and this is where they put the 20mm first. And then they quickly built that, and then they transferred the 20mm into their permanently placed there. So this is traces of what was happening before they even had started to build these. And that is pretty interesting to see, I think, because it tells you how important this place was. You have to get the gun up as soon as you can to protect the hundreds of German aircraft that would be down there. And then when that was kind of not used anymore, it is just left like that. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. The first original 88mm pit was right there. It's been converted after the war by the local military here, but we're definitely going to see that this is the place where they had these guns, and the Germans really used them a lot here. This is the modified part of what used to be 88 millimeter. This is not the German part. I'm not exactly 100% sure what they had here post-war. It's kind of like a couple of rooms here, painted white, a lot of electronics. I'm guessing up here they must have had some kind of, you know, rocket system or something like that. But we're going to show you the real German 88 millimeter position. This is not easy to see. It's going to be much clearer further up. You're going to show you one that is complete. But you can see this is basically, this thing here that I'm standing on top on is basically a 88 millimeter position. That was the early thing that the Germans built here. But right now, it's because of the conversion of the local military that did that. You cannot actually see it, but it's right here. But let's go over to the one that you can actually see. This is a spectacular place. You can see there, that is one of the original 88 millimeter positions. That is a munition storage for the 88. And next to us here, there's also a huge underground complex. And you can see that's where the pack garage was. So there are tons of features around. But again, just pay attention to how intact these are, how incredibly intact they are. They're still here standing, and inside here it's just a lot of rubble and crap. You can see they have the insulation and everything, and they kept it dry because this was the munition storage. Everywhere here you can see that's the 88 millimeter position. There's another underground complex, like a barrack under there. So maybe the crews for these two 88, they lived in here. It is absolutely spectacular to see this here. And you can see there's actually a staircase coming from the 88 millimeter position, and then it used to go straight into there. And let me see if this thing is open on this side. I can actually hear aircraft taking off over my head here. So you can see here, this is where they would go down. Huge staircase coming down. Oh, there's a ton of water there. So that's not easy for me to show you, but I'm just gonna do that. This is a huge barrack, but it's completely filled with water now. So there are several rooms in here, and it's made in brick and concrete. Some of the openings are still shut with bricks. They did that often after the war, but there's a huge room inside there. So now I'm coming up from the bunker, or the underground barrack, and the crews ran directly right up here. And to me this looks like this is the place where they had the 88. And you can imagine this scene here. Yeah, that took place right here. And now you can see the munition storages are much larger for the 88 millimeter rounds. And each and every one of these had dozens of the different types of munition, because they had different types of fuses, different types of chargers, and all of that was organized in these pockets here of concrete. And when the order was given, the crews were ready to aim all over the horizon here to take out as many of the threats as they could. That's another one. We think this is also a munition storage. Yeah, it's just a tiny little room. Again, you can see all of the insulation here. Wow. This place is something else because it's so rare, as I said, that you can actually just walk straight into the living quarters, the munition storages, and all of the gun positions without nothing being changed since the day that the Germans left. Remember that, Eagle Eyes?
Yeah, the Dora radar.
The Dora radar. This thing here, we think it was right there. This is the highest point, and they would also very often put the radars on the highest point. Give me the image again, Eagle Eyes.
Here it is.
Can you imagine this thing here, right there on that pedestal? Wow. That would be so cool to see, actually. but at least we can do this for you, you know. We do a lot of research, do a lot of travel. We really, really work hard to bring you special places and locations, and this is one of them, very, very rare one. And if you want to help us out to reach more locations, you know, we have this little super thanks feature here. That is basically your opportunity to help us out to get some gasoline into the fuel tank and then go out and find and share amazing stories like here today. Right here, there used to be something, but all we can find are huge pieces of concrete laying around in the terrain, like something was really, really blasted off here. You see that? Massive pieces of concrete just spread all over the terrain. And by some images that we have from this, from the war's time period, we can see, we think there was a 88mm position right here where we're standing, but it's been completely obliterated and blasted away. So I'm not sure why. Maybe it took a hit, who knows. So what are we looking at here, Eagle Eyes?
We're looking at an 88 position.
Yeah, but something happened to it, didn't it?
It got modified after war to fit other guns and other things.
Yeah, it was modified after the war, but you can definitely see the size of it. It was modified to accommodate other types of weapons after the war. But this is a 88mm position. It's been kind of raised up a little bit and changed a little bit here and there. But also, this is where they really, really could take care of business. You can see there's a tiny little room in here.
Go inside, hold up.
Yeah, I haven't seen this here before. Let me see if we can crank up this flashlight. There we go. Okay. It's definitely been modified after the war with tons of electronics. So these used to be the munition storages, yeah, the original one. You see these huge cables here that used to do something for whatever came out here and in here. There's a ton of connectors, and maybe they had a rocket kind of battery here after the war. Wow, look at that cluster of cables in there. Pretty amazing. See here, even more barracks and in pristine condition. I just love these places because they are like time machines. Okay, this one is covered up, but they are like time machines. You can definitely feel, you know, the guys going about their job here, and you can see that's the last 88mm. But you can imagine how hectic it would have been here with about 80 guys running around, almost 90 guys, all having one specific purpose: to make sure that everything of the machinery here ran smooth, that everything here did what it was supposed to do. And I'm just so happy that we are able to go inside some of them. And this one is also open, so I'm definitely going to take you down there. Wow, it is rather big, to be honest. You see this? The entrance here, there used to be a window here, and there's a window there. And this is where they said, as Eli said, shovel out the burnt coal. Wow. And they definitely did something here to make sure that the roof didn't come down. Seems like they casted in something. Maybe they are kind of restoring this thing. Yeah, there's a ton of these to hold the roof up. I can't remember if this was the last time. Oh wow, look at that. There's a shield there. I'm not sure exactly what that shield is. That could very well be all original. It is so cool to see that they're trying to take care of this. Hope they find a solution to this. But I'm not sure what they're going to do, but you can see They definitely didn't. Let it rot and fall down. Huh. You see some dates here. 1972, 1958. Wow. Pretty special to be in here and to see exactly where the German flak crews were, and who knows how many guys that used to be in here. Wow, this was something else, really something else. But we're going to see the last 88mm position and the fire and control bunkers now. This is the last of the 88s, and the airfield is over there. And again, pretty impressive to walk around here to see that they are here, still here. And I read somewhere a report stating when the Allies came in here, they had a stockpile list and they found more than 800 rounds of 88mm. They found 2,500 rounds of 20mm. They found more than 80 boxes of hand grenades. They found 64 Panzerfaust, and they found tens of thousands of MG munition rounds for the MG42, MG34, and also a lot of the other hand weapon munitions. All that because the Germans came here and they said, we need to have this hill to protect our investments in the area. And that is most certainly what they did. And we can still see the traces of that here today. All right, we're going to go up to the fire and control bunker and see where they controlled all of these guns. That is what took control of all the activity here. And what is that, Eagle Eyes?
It's the fire and control bunker.
That is the main fire and control bunker. They had several lookout positions, rangefinder position, but this place here, that is where all the major decisions were taken. And it's basically just a bunker on top of a hill, but this is where all of the decisions of where to fire, when to fire was decided. And we just want to have a little peek around here. This thing has been shut and locked for as long as I can remember. I've never ever seen what's inside there. But it's typically a couple of rooms, a lot of electronics, communication equipment, radio equipment, all of that to take control of the guns and the crews around the area. So it's like a little crow's nest. It's got several stories. Got a little plateau here. You can see this thing here. And I'm not 100% sure whether all of this is original as it was when the Germans built it. But it's a pretty cool little place. A little kind of pocket there. This was never like this when the Germans had it for sure. Let's go on the top and see it from the other side. You can see here, it's kind of completely converted to modern type of warfare. It was never like this, but the main structure is down here, believe me. The main structure that the Germans built with the purpose they had, it's here because you can see some ventilation shafts coming up here and there. And this is basically just a modern edition of what was here. There was never one of these with an opening going to a direct position. It was more like a high vantage point with range finders, binocular crews, all of that. And the communication and all of that took place down below here under us. So now I'm on the very highest point here, and you can see there are a few features just outside of this area. This thing is fenced in, but you can walk in. There's a concrete little thing there. There used to be a little position there where we think they had a searchlight. And you can see again, Eagle Eye just sitting there. And look at the view, guys. Look at all of these structures here. See that? That is what it's all about. To go out and find and share these great locations, and just to be allowed to go back in time, learn from history, and then share it with you guys. That's our greatest honor. Boy, oh boy, what a absolutely incredible location. So rare to find these still standing and so many details. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know, you can help us out to reach more locations because we have this super thanks feature here. Basically, your opportunity to help us out to go out and find and share even greater stories with you. You know, also, by the way, these are the artifacts that we actually pass on to our Patreon team members. We give them away. I create these beautiful shadow boxes with my son and sometimes my daughter, and most of the pieces that you see here will be passed on to our Patreon team members. So check out the link in the video description here where it says more. And also we do the same for our PayPal donations coming in that enables us to go out and find and share even greater history with all of you. Because that's what it's all about. We do the research, we do the travel, we do the hard work. All you have to do is spend some time with us, click that button, maybe give us some little love and support, and we will share more and more and more. All of these artifacts here, as I said, will be passed on to our supporters, and that is our honor and pleasure to do. By the way, this is a very, very early Luftwaffe buckle that my son found at a German Luftwaffe airfield area. This is a old newer type that my daughter found in a forest on the Eastern Front. So you can see there are artifacts everywhere. All right, hope you enjoyed it. We will be back before you know it with more World War II history for you to learn from and enjoy. Until then, please just stay safe, keep smiling, and see you later. Bye bye.